guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with some more videos, especially affordable comparison ones like this one today. So I had previously done two different types of videos, my favorite affordable drugstore eyeshadow palettes and my favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes. And one of the high-end eyeshadow palettes that I mentioned that I love and I think you need in your life is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I love this one. This is definitely a go-to palette, great for every day or at night, evening, going out. I think they did a beautiful, beautiful job with this palette. I love it and I definitely recommend it to anybody who can pick it up if you want to dabble more into the high-end eyeshadow palettes, but I totally understand. It's like $45, so you know, a lot of people can't just easily pick it up. Today I wanted to talk about a new eyeshadow palette by Wet n Wild, which I kind of mentioned a couple of other similar colors that they have in this type of formula for their new eyeshadows. I did mention my drugstore one, but Wet n Wild just came out with a palette that's a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. Like, I saw this in stores, I saw this kind of going around online. I was like, that's Soft Glam. So Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam, and then this is the Wet n Wild My Glamour Squad. Like, they still kept glamour going on there. The awesome part is that the Wet n Wild is only $5 and Anastasia's $45. You save $40. So I really want to see, like, for myself on my eyes, are these colors similar at all? What's the formula, blendability? I know in general I've talked about a couple of these little palettes by Wet n Wild and I love the way that they perform, and they even have a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. So I was like, is this going to be just as similar as the Soft Glam? So if you guys want to see it in action, see the colors, how they blend out and everything, then definitely just keep on watching. So for my transition shade on my left eye, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Burnt Orange. As you can see, it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and use a Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. At least for the eye portion. Taking a different Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush, a clean one, and I'm going to go into this one labeled Transition, and I'm going to put this all over as a transition on my right eye. Once again, Wet n Wild, you've done it with the pigmentation. Is like pretty on point. I love these little palettes. I don't know if you guys have seen, I used one has a dupe for Modern Renaissance, and then also they had like a peach one that I also really liked. So this is another winner. On my left eye, I'm going to go in with the shade Sienna and a Morphe M433 brush. And I'm going to put this into my crease. So I'm just blending it to the outer edge and blending this into my crease. Blending that out with my Sonia Kashuk brush. In the Wet n Wild shade, I'm going to take this rustic shade. I think if in the back I am correct, this is number 8. I never know, they don't have names. Then I don't know which way it goes with like the guide chart. But taking another clean Morphe M433, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Pigmentation is like just as good. This one might be just a little bit more orange, but still. And that's a Sienna type shade. I still like it. I think it's a beautiful color. As I blend it in more, it definitely gets a little bit more of that red, similar to the Sienna shade in the Anastasia palette. Going in with my Sonia Kashuk brush that I use on the right eye, I'm going to just go ahead and blend that out. Now for the color to put directly into my crease, kind of get that cut crease, I'm going to go ahead and use this Mulberry shade. It's definitely a reddish burgundy shade, and I'm actually going to use the Anastasia brush that comes in these palettes, and I have another one to use in my other eye. So I'm just patting this on the outer part of my eye, and then I'm just going to bring this in ever so slightly on the top of the crease. Actually, no, we'll bring this out the way, and then don't worry if it's messy because we're going to clean that up with concealer. So I like to pack it on and then I'll turn it around and blend it out. Gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye, taking a clean Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into this red shade that is very, very similar to the Anastasia Mulberry. And I'm gonna do the same thing and just pack this onto the outer part and bring this in to create that cut crease. And that red from this Wet n Wild palette is beautiful. It's like holding up really well. Like, oh my god, that pigmentation. Girl. It keeps itself like more red. No, well, as I blend it out, it starts to blend in a little bit, similarly to the Anastasia, but it blends out and adds that pigmentation really well. Same thing, gonna go ahead and turn that Anastasia brush around, and I'm gonna blend this out. That blends very similarly to the Mulberry. I mean, so far so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some concealer, and I'm going to just clear up my lid space for whatever shade I put on there. Just gonna do the exact same thing on both sides. For my lid, I'm gonna go ahead and take a MAC 242 brush, and I'm gonna take this rose pink shade. I'm gonna add that on there. Just gonna pack. Oh, wee. Anastasia always delivers. Like this is no Fix Plus. No Fix Plus whatsoever. So let's compare. I'm going to compare right now. I'm going to turn this around, clean off the other side. And I'm going to compare. I cleaned off the other side. So now I'm going to compare with no Fix Plus also. I'm going to go ahead and take this rose shade. Ooh. Oh, Wet n Wild. Oh, shit. Oh. Damn. That's what $5 gets you. Wow. Wow. Very similar color. Very similar, yeah, finish. Oh my god. Make sure I get my sides right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and find my Fix Plus. So I'm going to spray with Fix Plus both sides because we're going to dip it in. So I'm remembering what side's which. So I'm going to take Anastasia Rose Pink and just kind of intensify it a little bit. Like, honestly, it doesn't need it. Not too much of a difference, but flip over the other side. I'm going to take the Wet n Wild. Just pat that in. Damn, those both look nice. Those look like identical. I can't tell the difference. Wow. That's nice. To blend everything together, I'm just going to take a little bit of that Mulberry on my left side. Just blending my lid shade in with the rest of the eyeshadow look. And just kind of brushing that into so it gives you a nicer blend transition. Turning that around and blending that out. And I'll even go in with a little bit more sienna on top just to blend that together as well. And once more with that big Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush. The closest dupes I kind of have here for my eyebrow transition shade, I'm going to take Glistening, just a little bit from the Anastasia palette because it's so potent. And I'm just going to put that underneath my brow bone. Going to flip that over. And I'm going to take this shade right here, which looks most similar, kind of has like that shimmer. And I'm going to add that also underneath my brow bone. Yeah, those are similar. I don't have anything like a matte kind of eggshell, like Tempera from the Anastasia shade. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that. Then I'm going to do the same thing on my right eye with that red shade, kind of blend that in. That's pretty, yeah, yeah. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, that's pretty similar. Wow. Like, some bitch told me she was wearing Anastasia and she was wearing Wet n Wild. Like, I wouldn't know. I'd be like, damn, yeah, those colors, those are the colors. Wow. Similarly, taking a little bit of that kind of similar to sienna shade from the Wet n Wild palette and just blending that together. Then with my Sonia Kashuk brush. I am going to finish up the rest of my face off camera, and then we'll see, finish up the lower lash line, and we'll show you the completed look. Finish up the rest of my eyes. I'm going to take the Sienna shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm going to add that to my lower lash line on the left side. I'm going to go back in and take a little bit of that Mulberry shade, same pencil brush, and adding that to the outer part of my lower lash line. I'm gonna do the same thing on my right eye, and I'm taking that orangish shade and another clean pencil brush and putting that underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go back in to that red shade in the Wet n Wild palette, same pencil brush, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that side-by-side type of comparison of the Soft Glam palette and the Wet n Wild palette. And honestly, when I'm done with my makeup, I was just looking at my eyes, I was like, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one is which. Like, they looked exactly alike. The colors perform beautifully. I think the Wet n Wild performs just as well as the Soft Glam palette. I don't know how Wet n Wild did it with their formula, but the pigmentation, the quality, the blendability, like, it's on point with this high-end palette. The only thing is maybe you get, I think about this has 10 shades and the Anastasia has 14 shades. So you're missing 4 shades of the palette, but I feel like I'm not missing them as much. So these shades that aren't like dupeable or aren't anything similar that you would find in the Wet n Wild palette, the ones they're missing, it's kind of like the matte white type of like eggshell shade Tempera. You're missing Dusty Rose. You're missing, what is it, Orange Soda. And then you're also missing, I would say, Fairy. I would say Bronze is the one most comparable to like this gold shade. But I'm doing just fine. I don't miss it. I don't need them. I feel like Orange Soda, not everybody, depending on your skin tone, is going to use that. I definitely do. Totally don't need to. I can just do like I did with just Burnt Orange as my first transition shade. Same thing for Dusty Rose. I feel like I don't reach for it as often. I do wish they did have like a matte type of a white shade, but I mean the shimmery shade right here is very, very similar, and they just use a light hand. I could totally use that for my underbrow highlight. But I think if you feel like either you can't afford the Anastasia Beverly Hills, or rather you don't want to spend $45 because Wet n Wild came out with something just as good for $5, and you can buy like the other dupes, like the Modern Renaissance dupe, then definitely go ahead and buy it. I think it's totally worth the money. Best $5 ever spent. I still love my Soft Glam, but if something were to happen to this, I was like, well, I have something that works just as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these type of like affordable dupes, affordable alternatives for high-end makeup. I definitely love to do these types of videos, as well as I usually kind of do something similar. I do my Ballin' on a Budget series, which I'll definitely have another one coming up, and now we know this one's definitely going to be in it. So in case you guys want to see just like a whole roundup of different products, there's like drugstore alternatives. You just kind of want a quick like buy this instead of that and save a shit ton of money type of a deal. I also do those types of videos, so let me know if you guys enjoy these by giving me a thumbs up so I know and I can continue to crank these videos out for you guys. Once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.